have a season pass!
Today on X-Play, pass the Katamari from the left-hand side. We Heart Katamari is here in all its trippy glory. Plus, we review Rengoku and Mercury for the PSP. Dude, I'm totally going into a K-hole. It's game time! Forever changed by cosmic rays that made them super judgmental, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
It's funny because before this, we were exposed to gamma radiation that made us super cynical too.
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the show that brings you brutally honest and super sophomoric game reviews.
And on today's show, we have one of the most brutal game reviews we've ever given.
It's really bad.
Plus, we review a puzzle game for the PSP.
We get our hands on the sequel to Katamari Damacy, the cult hit that's beloved by kindergartners and recreational drug users.
And we check out a game so weird that even its title is completely obscene.
And to top it all off, oh my god, it's another Romance of the Three Kingdoms game.
Stop making them, Koei, stop. There are 10 of them, and they're all the same. Stop it!
But we begin with one of the first action games we've seen on the PSP, and if this one is any indication, please never make any more. Here's a review of Rengoku for the PSP. In a sea of empty, violent video games, Rengoku, the Tower of Purgatory is a violently philosophical port that poses the question, could a legacy of slaughter and destruction lead to anything but eventual ruin? Who the hell knows? But it could definitely lead to one of the most crapadelic games to ever hit the PSP. Now, all three of you loyal viewers know that I've never been the biggest fan of RPGs. Well, Rengoku is not only an RPG, it also sucks more tenaciously than I could ever convey. But believe you me, I'm about to try. Besides stealing from the opening scene of Fight Club, Rengoku is the story of an android named Adam. By the way, thanks, Konami, for completely taking a dump all over my given name. But I digress. Now, Adam has grown a soul and desperately wants to escape from the Tower of Suck. So, what the heck does he do about it, you ask? Well, he breaks a bunch of boxes, of course. Apparently, destroying crates is the way to salvation. I hope you sinners are taking notes. The rest of the game is spent getting lost in the randomly generated levels that look randomly identical. But once you stumble upon another android, you get to fight until you knock his parts loose. Konami's notion of leveling up is to then allow you to trick out your android by affixing those different scraps to your character's chassis. This feature would be cool if it actually made a difference. Using different weapon combinations can allow for slightly varying strategies, but all the combat is pretty much the same. Double tap, button mash, roll strike, double tap, button mash, roll, strike. You know, it's kind of like getting kicked in the nuts a whole bunch of times, only not as much fun. But if you happen to mess around and die, you lose all of the goodies that you worked so hard for. So you'll either find yourself restarting from your last save point or running like a little bitch. And if you ever forget the clumsy D-pad controls, you can always run through the tutorial, a device about as helpful as it is well translated. Yep, sometimes I need to perform and quick escape too. By the way, all your base are belong to us. Since the best graphics are wasted in the cutscenes, the actual game is left with muddy textures that aren't so pretty. Frankly, I've seen better looking taints. The sound is okay, but I found that it actually works best when you turn off the PSP. Yeah, that right there sounds great. Well, I'm just saying that everyone who had anything to do with it should be bent over and with a until the handle falls off. And that goes double for you, Hajime Kasuya. All in all, this port is almost as much fun as getting a root canal through your ass. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. In the end, we give Rengoku Tower of Purgatory a big, fat 1 out of 5. Okay, just in case you're really simple, this game is horrible. Do not buy it, do not rent it. If you come into contact with it, flush it down the toilet and then sit in the shower rocking back and forth like a teen in an after-school special.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, we were happily pointing out that there was finally a perfect 5 out of 5 game on both the PSP and the Nintendo DS. And now, thanks to this game, there's a horrible 1 out of 5 on both the PSP and the DS.
Yes, we really did think Splinter Cell for the DS was the worst handheld game ever, but thanks to Rengoku, it's not alone.
The only good news is that if you're a PSP fan, at least you have other options.
Like our next puzzling game. Here's a review of Mercury for the PSP. Take 1-bit Super Monkey Ball, a few heaping tablespoons of Marble Madness, a hit of acid, and voila, you have Archer Maclean's Mercury for the PSP. The story is a very complex one. The universe of Slickopolis is in utter peril due to government constraints. The evil race has turned an otherwise normal world to a sharp-edged atrocity that... Okay, who am I kidding? There's no story. That's like saying Tetris is based on War and Peace. Your protagonist is the inside of a rectal thermometer, and you have to get it from one side of the playing field to the other. Seems pretty simple, right? Not so much. That would defeat the whole purpose of a puzzle game now, wouldn't it? The path from point A to point B contains numerous paths and obstacles along the way. It's your job to tilt the playing field to steer your poison glop through a labyrinth of transports, bottomless pits, bulldozers, gravity, and anything else to keep you from your goal. Of course, the biggest obstacle can be the board itself. With a serious lack of walls, you run the risk of your slippery goo dripping off into space. Now, as far as character animation goes, this has to be the best in the business. Sergeant Slippy, as I call him, shimmers and slides so naturally you wouldn't be able to take your eyes off him. And you can't, or you'll add another item to your already long list of failures. I'm sure this explains why the level graphics are visually pleasing, yet still not as detailed as your Quicksilver. When you are first thrown into the action, the challenges have the difficulty setting on retard. But as the game progresses, so does your frustration level. When you are quickly shown that overview of a new and more complex board, you'll find yourself saying, oh, that, a lot. So this makes me do something that I hate doing, using my brain. In some instances, you may find yourself splitting your blob into 2 or 3 elements, getting them spray painted to have them enter certain colored gates, be transported to different sides of the board, and mix the 2 colored blobs together to make a 3rd color so you can light the final beacon, all within a limited amount of time. Damn, I'm getting exhausted just talking about it. But trust me, when you finally achieve your goal after the 100th time, your elation will flow like diarrhea. I guess I could have used a better simile. Oh well, too late. Obviously, I have other things on my mind. The controls and camera are smooth as silk, allowing you to get really close to the action to guide your Mercury through some really tough spots. But what would make the game even cooler is if there was a tilt sensor. It would add just a bit more to the gameplay, but you'll still find yourself tilting your PSP as you play, thinking you're making a difference. The analog control works nicely, but has a tendency to be a bit touchy in spots, resulting in you picking pieces of your PSP from the wall. But it's nothing a little practice and some anger management can't fix. So, if you're a hardcore puzzle gamer and you've worn out your copy of Luminous, then this will make a nice addition to your collection. While it packs on the pretty and carves up a chunk of clever, the increased difficulty may cause the rest of us to travel the rental route. We give Archer Maclean's Mercury a 3 out of 5.
Don't go away.
Later in the show, we get our hands on the sequel to Katamari Damacy, the game made for children.
Children and people who do a lot of drugs. Not that we know any people like that.
Coming up, another romance of the Three Kingdoms game. Wait,
Another one? Are you freaking kidding?
How far would you go to get cash to buy video games? EB Games hopes that this scene is not familiar to you, because it doesn't have to be. There's an easier way, pal. Why not trade in your used games for cash? Trade DVD movies for cash. And the same for music CDs. Trade for sweet piles of cash. It's easy, it's quick, and not likely to give you hepatitis B. EB Games and Electronics Boutique. Trade for cash. Trade for games.
I see you've been working on your game.
Yeah, son. Remember when you got burned down in Miami?
Yeah, I remember. You look like this. Woo! Remember in Jersey when you got took?
Yeah, I remember. Something like this. What? Oh, what you got, Rich? Remember when you got your ankles broken, Phoenix?
Yeah, I remember. You don't look like this.
Oh, like this?
Like this? Like this?
Oh!
Well, it definitely didn't look like that.
He shocks lethal at Foot Locker.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. Like this? Like this?
A robot can make a car. But this is how you can make it roar. A chip can control the engine. But this is how you can set it free. A manual says what a car might do. Now discover what it wants to do. Give it the edge. Give it Syntec. No leading oil provides more horsepower. For maximum power, great cars want more than just oil. Give them liquid engineering.
You're pretty. Waiting long?
Yeah, and I'm late.
No car, huh?
Bad credit.
I got a car.
Hey, I can't get financing.
Sure you can. It's easy. Just call 1-800-BAR-NONE. If you need car financing, even if you have bad credit, 1-800-BAR-NONE could get you approved in minutes.
1-800-BAR-NONE? You can? I am? Really?
Scintillating. Need a car? Call 1-800-BAR-NONE. Everyone deserves a second chance, bar none. Call now.
Someone gets shot. Cop gets it on with girl. Cop gets it on with girl again. The Fast Lane Labor Day Marathon. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific.
Now, with the weight of the world on their shoulders, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Yeah, explains my back problems.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show that never wants to review another dynastic warfare game.
Yes, we have to review another dynastic warfare game from Koei based on ancient Chinese history.
But this time, it's not Dynasty Warriors 6. No, it's Romance of the Three Kingdoms 10. There are 10, and you people keep buying them.
What's wrong with you? Why are you encouraging Koei to make more? What?
Because we have no other choice, here's our review of Romance of the Three Kingdoms 10. 10!
In the world of feudal China, only two forms of communication prevailed: violence and more violence. On one hand, you had devastating battles on horseback. On the other, bone-crunching exchanges. Of words? On a bridge? Yes, this is just some of the riveting action in Romance of the Three Kingdoms 10. No, wait, that's almost all of the riveting action for this game. Romance of the Three Kingdoms is based on a classic Chinese tale that takes place in the 2nd century AD, which, judging by the presentation, is roughly around when the graphics were designed. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the story, which is almost certainly all of you, let me enlighten you as we watch the opening movie. Okay, so, one time it was snowing and this guy totally yelled. Then there was a lens flare. Then this guy was late for a movie at the Chinese theater, so his girlfriend shot 1,000 flaming arrows at him. Oh, then this guy, and this guy really want to shiv this guy because his job is to announce the killers when they tour. Randy! But then they make up and they go horseback riding. Then there's this girl, but she bursts into a million tiny pieces, and that really pisses this guy off, so he starts killing everyone. Okay, I'm sure there was a little lost in translation, but that's about it in a nutshell. Well, in-game, players get to choose from hundreds of characters from China's warring states. Then you can build an army, take on freelance contracts, and even engage in diplomacy. Speaking of diplomacy, let's check back in with our talkative friends at the bridge. Yep, still boring. Once you gather your forces, you can finally get an old-fashioned war going. At this point, a turn-based battle will start. The skirmish takes place inside and out of cities, and common objectives include killing the commanding officer, sacking the city, or simply burning everyone to death. Encounters between individual units on the classic strategic grid are pretty simple. Each unit is typically superior to another type, but inferior to a third. The menus are fairly efficient, thankfully, but what the game really lacks is an artistic spark to carry us into the story. A less than dedicated player can get bogged down and drift right out of the action. And speaking of action, let's see what our bridge buddies are up to. Wow, not since Saving Private Ryan have I seen the savage poetry of battle depicted with such reverence and truth. Hey, he called him dumb. Aside from the deep character creation of Romance of the Three Kingdoms 10, there's little here that gamers haven't explored before. An online option might have spiced things up, but in the end, it's still pretty much the same game we've had for the last 9 versions. We're giving Chapter 10 a whopping 3 out of 5.
I'm sorry, but the romance is dead.
We didn't dislike this game, but come on, Koei. Make something. Something. Besides Dynasty Warriors and Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
You know, the Gladiator game you guys did, that was a good start, but, challenge yourselves once in a while.
Look, we love ancient Chinese dynastic warfare as much as the next guy. But 10 iterations of this game? You need help, Koei. You need a warlord intervention. You need a new franchise.
Or you need to get creative, like the people who made one of the weirdest games we've ever seen. And we've got it after the break.
It's really weird.
Coming up, weird games, because we're bored.
It's difficult being a celebrity.
There's a brand new way to fight acne without a prescription. New Stridex Power Pads are coming your way. For the first time ever, get the power of benzoyl peroxide in a pad. And the best part, you don't need a prescription. New Stridex Power Pads. Expect more.
If you don't like it tough, it's fair enough.
This episode is based on a 1988 Big Tobacco brainstorm.
Okay, what new product ideas can we think of?
A cigarette substitute. What about an edible cigarette?
Candy-type cigarette might be possible.
Could we do an edible fruit roll-up cigarette stick?
Interesting. Perhaps the last puff in the cigarette comes with a burst of flavor.
Scratch and sniff packages.
Fair Enough is a Truth production.
The Patriots are not of this world. They draft well. They scout well. They still have Tom Brady. Quite frankly, that's all you need.
Quite Frankly with Stephen A. Smith. Weeknights at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
Joke of the day. Need a laugh? Then text the word joke to number 95050. Get the most hilarious jokes and one-liners straight to your cell. So text the word joke to 95050 and you'll be rolling on the floor. Get the best jokes about mother-in-laws, dumb blondes, and all the celebrities. Pick up that cell phone now. Text the word joke to number 95050 and get your first joke for free.
Need a late night snack? Try barbed wire biscuit. A mouthful of mashed up mayhem.
Yeah!
Blow stuff up and learn about science with Brainiac.
Is looking at women's breasts a workout?
Get sick and twisted with the Happy Tree Friends and Friends.
Where's that coming from?
And sample the best eye candy from Japan with Anime Unleashed and Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions. Taste the party. Barbed wire biscuit. Monday at midnight.
I don't want to introduce Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
And yet you did introduce us.
Welcome back to X-Play. Later in the show, we have the sequel to one of the weirdest games ever made, Katamari Damacy.
But first, we give you a game so weird, its very title can cause uncontrollable laughter or uncomfortable silences.
We speak, of course, of Seaman.
Sorry, I can see where this is going. Here's another weird game presented by EB Games.
What's up?
For this installment of Weird Games presented by EB Games, we're traveling back in time to 2001 to play with Seaman. Now, we promise you won't find any DNA-stained jokes here, but if you adore offbeat games, you're about to fall in love.
Ugh. Spare me the mush.
When you first start Seaman, you'll be greeted by a familiar voice.
My name is Leonard Nimoy, and I will be your guide.
Spock is here to guide you through the basics of Seaman parenthood. And these things are creepy. It looks like the incredible Mr. Limpet and Chow Yun-Fat had kids.
Come on.
As soon as your Gillmen hatch, it's time to whip out the included Dreamcast microphone and start chatting like a 13-year-old girl with unlimited nights and weekends. Start with the basics by saying simple words like play.
Play, play, play.
The game unfolds in real time, so you'll have to wait a few days for your babies to grow up and carry on full conversations.
That was tasty.
And it's here that we see the darker side of Seaman as the Gilmen begin to turn on each other and suck each other's blood. Natural selection has never been more entertaining. As your Seaman matures, he'll become curious about you. If you keep him happy, he'll ask you questions which you'll answer with the microphone.
Are you a male or a female?
Personal questions.
Do you have any kids?
Very personal questions.
How is your father's health?
Back off, Seaman. You're creeping me out.
I missed you.
You should check in with your Seaman at least once a day so that you can adjust the temperature and oxygen settings in the aquarium and feed him some grub.
Oh, yummy baity goodness.
This is the tedious part. The fun part is discovering the amount of language Seaman understands.
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
Host.
You're an announcer? For all I know, you are commenting on my every private moment to thousands of adoring fans.
Wow, you must have gotten our overnight ratings.
It's difficult being a celebrity.
Here's some advice if you're thinking of adopting. Tip 1, don't play Seaman in public.
I love playing with Seaman.
You could lose the respect of your friends.
I could just play with Seaman all day long.
Or even your job. Tip 2, don't give Seaman your phone number.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hey, Seaman. I'm at work right now.
I was wondering, are you married?
Well, I'm single, but I really gotta get back to work.
But you still date people, right?
Well, yeah, but...
Do you live alone?
Tip 3, make sure to treat your Seaman with the love and respect that he deserves, or he'll grow into a total jerk.
It's cold in here. Why does it smell like fish? I want more oxygen. I give this aquarium a 2 out of 5.
No one wants to play a game with your tiny head whining about stuff. It's kind of creepy, Sessler.
Well, they watch a show where my big head whines about stuff over and over, like, why did I have to say Seaman? And why do the Dragon Ball Z fans hate me? Why do we have to watch commercials right now? Morgan, I need to understand these things. They don't make sense.
Up next, this is what happens when you introduce drugs into the workplace.
From motherboards to the mother of all TVs. When you know what you want, buy it at newegg.com. Great prices, huge selection, unbelievably fast shipping. Once you know, you Newegg.
We've got a 1099 in progress. Suspect is approximately 12 feet tall, green skin. All units move in. Perp is unarmed. Mayday, mayday.
The world is your weapon. Rage is your ammunition. And the target is whatever you want to destroy. Quite possibly the best superhero game to date. The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Rated T for teen.
This summer, get huge savings on powerful phones. Amazing phones, incredible deals, only from Nextel. Like $50 off the new stylish i836, now only $199.99. And $50 off the new i275 with camera, now only $99.99. And act now and get the i205 free. All Nextel phones have built-in walkie-talkie, GPS capability, and web access. Call 8888 Nextel, all for a limited time. Call 8888 Nextel now.
Enjoy computer and video games? Train now for a career in this $7 billion industry. That's right, Brown College is now offering career training in game design and development. At Brown College, you can train to take your ideas from concept to completion and beyond. With over 230 million video games sold last year, game makers need talented, trained people to create the next generation of games. Turn your dreams into reality with career training in game design and development. Call Brown College now. Classes are starting soon. Call 800-766-2010. That's 800-766-2010.
Coming up on the whip set. Find out what makes Stargirl racing rock.
It's not gonna be street legal.
I will whoop your ass.
I went balls out and I ended up in the wall. Wanna go for a ride?
You can drive. The whip set. Sunday, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Girl steals car. Someone gets shot. Cop gets it on with girl. Someone gets shot. Cop gets it on with girl. Cop gets it on with girl again. Car is back. The Fast Lane Labor Day Marathon. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific.
Still bound to this program by Black Magic, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show from which I can never escape without the dagger of time, which somebody totally outbid me for on eBay, so I'm stuck here.
We have come to the final game of the show, but we've been waiting for it for months.
Back when the original came out, we fell deeply in love with Katamari Damacy. It was so simple and yet so completely, mind-blowingly weird.
Now, there's a sequel, and the people who made it know how we feel.
That's why they named it We Love Katamari, and we do. Here's our preview. That music, those images, it can only mean one thing. Katamari Damacy is back, which means millions of gamers will once again be staring at their TV screens and reverently whispering the phrase, "What the f*** is this?" The modest folks at Namco have named the follow-up to last year's cult hit, We Love Katamari, and we really can't fault them for it. We do love the prince and his one big ball. And like the original, the sequel is a happy orgy of rainbows, screaming people, and incomprehensible cutscenes that will bring joy to both very small children and lifelong abusers of psychotropics. Like a Dayglow circuit party dipped in acid, We Love Katamari once again sends you on a quest to roll up the world into giant balls at the behest of the fabulous king of the cosmos. Or at least that's what we think is going on, because we can't speak Japanese. Though, to be honest, we played the first game in English and still had no idea what was happening. I mean, what's up with the pandas? This time around, the graphics are slightly improved, but more importantly, there are new levels that take your Katamari from the depths of the ocean to the peaks of the ski slopes. Plus, you'll take on strange side missions, like this one, in which you start with a spindly sumo wrestler and fatten him up by stuffing him with matter. Sure, he gets obscenely fat, but I'm more disturbed by the fact that he's absorbing things through his crotch. Ew. This time around, the capsule-headed prince isn't alone in his endeavor, as he'll also roll up his extended family, like this disco-fabulous cousin. While these creepy relations all play identically to the prince, they all have special ways of saying hello to new people, like this cheerful fellow who put a smile on the face of everyone he meets. While the rumors of online multiplayer haven't panned out, in addition to the previous game's battle mode, We Love Katamari adds a co-op mode where two players each control half of a single Katamari to complete the game's bizarre objectives. In other words, you can watch stone people yell at each other as they attempt to coordinate their efforts.
Dude.
Also peppered throughout the game are flashbacks of the origin of the King of all Cosmos, who apparently spent much of his youth being menaced by hippies. All in all, we can't wait to tumble through We Love Katamari when it comes out later this year. Until then, we'll keep rolling around bathrooms. Oh, excuse me. I'll just go in here. Why is the deer using the toilet? Oh, never mind. I'll be in a K-hole feeling the cosmos if you need me.
Thank you. Okay, just to bring you down a bit, we have just enough time for viewer mail.
Today's viewer mail is from Destate, who writes, "Hi, I've been wondering about the release date for Kingdom Hearts 2 for a long time, so I naturally thought, hey, maybe X-Play would have the answer to that. Oh, and I just watched an episode saying Adam has left. Is that true?"
No, I'm still here. That was an April Fool's episode.
As for Kingdom Hearts 2, you are not the only one who has emailed us about a release date.
Unfortunately, there's still no official release date. Basically, it's Just whenever the hell Square wants to release it.
Which right now should be late in the winter of 2005. I mean,
I would not hold my breath.
No, but...
So it hasn't come out in Japan yet, and there's all the voice acting that needs to be done, and
but
they do it in
really
Japanese, and then they have to do it in English, and there's a lot of yammering that goes on in that game.
A lot of high-pitched yammering, that's
oh, yeah.
true.
So,
we'd tell you if we knew.
Play the original.
Today on X-Play.